So, I mean, can you describe your training philosophy, and does it differ to other trainers in the sport? How would you describe your coaching
Um,
philosophy?
I mean, two things that come to mind. One, and I'll say this: I've seen a lot of great trainers, famous trainers, well-known trainers. I've seen them in person. I've been there in the gym with them, and as great as they are, the mistake I think they a lot of them have made, and a few in particular that I could name, but I will not say, but they train every fighter exactly the same. And I mean exactly. They train the guy to fight the same exact style. Every guy, whether the guy's 6'5" or 3'4", they teach them all to fight the same style. I That's obviously ridiculous. Like, it's obviously not accurate. You absolutely cannot do that. You have to know the person individually. You have to go to their strengths and their weaknesses. You have to figure that out. Um, so I try to train people according to what they have and what they don't have. You want everybody to have Roy Jones athleticism, but a lot of guys don't have that. So you can't do things that Roy Jones could do. I have had other guys who were very athletic and they could do some of the things that Roy does, and I showed them that, and it worked. But the other thing is, I'm very much uh, a believer in the mentality of boxing and boxers. If you know, and I've told fighters, certain specific fighters, like, if you don't have the mentality to be a professional fighter, it's gonna come out. People are gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure it out yourself, and you're gonna realize you're not cut out for the game, and you shouldn't even be in the game in the first place if you don't have, and the mentality of a professional fighter is different than an amateur fighter. You could be an amateur fighter and not have that mentality. You can get by on your skills and athleticism, and it's a 3-round fight. It's different. To be a professional, you have to be willing to get hurt. You have to be willing to hurt people, and you have to be willing to go through whatever it is in the gym to get ready to do both of those things. And a lot of people are not prepared to do that, and they don't realize they're not prepared to do that until they try to do it, and they realize it's not for me. Or some of them don't, and that's why they're still fighting professional, and they don't have a very good record, and they're getting hurt, and boxing's not for them. And I've had fighters. I had one fighter in particular who was a very good amateur, a high level amateur. He beat a lot of high level amateurs. He beat guys who turned out to be pretty good pros. And people were telling me, "Oh, you got to turn him pro," and he's going to sign a contract and all this stuff. And I told the kid, I said, "You're not cut out to be a pro." I said, "I don't care how good you are as an amateur." I said, "You're a smart kid. You're going to do something very good in your life. Get a job. You're going to get a good job. You're going to have a career." I said, "Professional boxing is not for you." And he listened to me. He didn't turn pro, and didn't even look back. He didn't second guess it, and I can say he's doing extremely well now, extremely well. And he's actually talked about running for mayor at some point in our city. So on that one, I think we made the right choice. But yeah, everybody's not cut out to be a professional boxer. I can say that much.
Hmm. That's interesting because how does a fighter take that advice?
You know, you have, and me personally, just my personality, I hit them with it really hard. It's like hot knife through butter. You just do it, just slice it. Because you try to let them down easy, so to speak, and they're gonna look for excuses and why they, oh no, I could do it, and you have to tell them, listen, man, I know this game, I know what it is, and I know you're not gonna like it. You're not even gonna enjoy yourself as a pro. I can tell you, you're going to hate being a pro, just just by your demeanor. And a lot of guys, I've told them, I've said, "You like to fight?" "Yeah, I love to fight." I said, "You really like boxing? You like being in there? You like doing it?" "Yeah, yeah." I said, "Look, stay amateur. Fight 20 times a year. You'll fight every month. Sometimes you might fight 3 or 4 times in a week at a national tournament. I said, you turn pro, you're going to fight 1, 2, or 3 times every year. You're not going to fight 4. You're not going to fight 5. You're going to fight 1, 2, or 3. And I've seen so many kids turn pro in the New England area where I live. And there's 6 New England states. We're all in one little group here. And I've seen so many guys turn pro. They've been pro 5 years and they have 9 fights, 8 fights, 7 fights. I know a kid who's been pro like 12 years and he's got like 20 fights. And I say, man, it's, something's wrong. Like the fights aren't there. The shows aren't there. The level of promoters, the number of promoters, the number of shows they do. If you like being a fighter, stay amateur. You can fight every month, but you're not going to fight every month as a pro. I'll tell you that. Not anymore. Now it's not like it used to be.